What's up, y'all? It's Wax Dead again. This video here, I'm gonna try to fly through some MIDI implementation real quick. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. Right here on the screen is my Korg Triton rack. This is probably the easiest module I have to work with the MV as far as MIDI goes in a multi-timbral sense. Real quick, the Triton rack here, I'm working with the MV. Your MIDI cord always goes to the end of a module or keyboard that you're trying to control the MV, and the other end of the MIDI cord goes into the out, A or B, on the back of the MV. So that's in on your module, out on the MV side of things. On my Korg here, it's just as simple as it's hitting the multi button to put it in multi-timbral mode, and then I got 16 channels of MIDI sounds to go through, and it's just as easy as just basically scrolling over and dialing in what sound you want on what channel. Now that's it from that side of things. Now check this out. On the MV side of things, what I did is I set up Patch Jacker 2.0. Now, like I said, the MIDI cord goes from the in on your module or keyboard you want the sounds out of, and to the out into either A or B on your MV. In this instance, the Patch Jacker is set up for your modules or keyboards you want the sounds from on A1. Now this is for jacking single sounds. I gave you right here 1/20 of 16th notes, 2/40 of 8th notes, 4/80 of quarter notes, 9/60 of half notes, 19/20 of whole notes, 38/40 or 2 bar. Right below it is the punch out numbers, so you can remember where to set your auto punch, so it stops recording and you can divide by 96, because I set it up for every pad of the MV, all 6 banks, 96 notes. Now that's the Patch Jacker 2.0 on pattern number 1 in this template that I created. Now I also gave you Midi A on pattern number 2, and what Midi A does is it sets up your module for 16-part multi-timbral use on the MV side. I can't speak for the keyboard or module that you're using. You're going to have to refer to that manual to set it up, because each module or keyboard is different in handling MIDI. But on the MV side of things, you already set up MIDI A1 channel, MIDI A2, on and on. For 16 channels. And also on 3, I gave you MIDI A and MIDI B for 32 channels of multi-timbral with 2 different modules, A1 through A16, B1 through B16. That was another bonus. But we'll deal with MIDI. We will deal with MIDI A1 for right now. This is kind of like the video I did on layering different drum sounds without the SMT. This is a way to layer your MIDI module sounds and kind of combine them and jack them to make individual sounds and different textures that you create. Come up with some nice things to your liking. Like here, I got 3 sounds going here. That's a stack of 3 different sounds that you could jack into an audio track and record it. You should also refer to the Patch Jacker video if you don't know how to technically go about jacking patches, because I'm not really going to get into that too much. But the other thing that I did for you is, say you want to create a track on A12, which is some kind of bass it sounds like. All you would do is you you would click, you would right click right where the red line is, and you would hit 16. Oops, what was that 15? That brings up that box. There it is. The MIDI clips. I set the MIDI clips up for you. So it's 120 is equal to 16ths, 240 eighths, and so forth and so on. And say you wanted quarter notes, because those other 3 tracks are quarter notes. You go in a quarter note, bam, it adds it right there for you. If you wanted to punch out for quarter note, you would go back to your pattern list and to the pass jack. It says a punch out for quarter notes 2501. So you would go back, MIDI A, and you would set your punch out here, make sure it's on. And your punch out would be 2501. And if you want to look at that, you could step through to 2501. And you see that the red line is stopped there, 2501. That's what it'll punch out nice and even. To really scroll through the steps, you come over here and take it off of 120 or 30, because that's how you edit. You put it on 3840 and you can kind of jump through there. So that's a quick little tip there. The step button. You can jump 2 bars at once. What else can I cover here? I'll give you a hint. A little tip. If you have a lot of effects on some sounds and you're kind of getting bleed over because of reverb or whatever effect it has on it, if you want to make the duration of the actual notes shorter, you would click, so that highlights the first cell there, and you would come over here, this third thing down here, and you basically scroll through the 2501. You right click it and you would go to duration, change duration, and you put it at like 55%. You hit execute, and that shortens the durations of the notes. We soloed it out. So in case there's any reverb that trails over into the next note, when you go to chop it, instead of getting a click or a pop, because there's not actually that little split second of dead silence, that solves that. Remember too, you can also slow and speed up the BPM to give you more space in between the notes, change the duration longer or shorter. If you saw the first pass jack video, it tells you that in there. What else did I hook up for you in this template here? Oh, song mood. When you jack your patches, make sure you name them and name the tempo that they're at. If they're not tempo, if it's a quarter note, 480. If it's 16th, 120. But make sure you know that, so that when you come to your sample manager, you can pull the sounds out that are the same duration and note length, and you can stack them and chop them, and they'll be tight all together. I didn't do that here because there's only 7 sounds in here. But after you have them in your sample manager, when you're in song mode, you can mix in the box, because you can assign these samples to pads, actual audio phrases. And after you get them to an audio phrase, when you're in song mode, you got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can make 7 of them, 8 if you use a pattern track. But and basically you would step record them. You would hit shift record, make sure the velocity is real, step time the phrase, and you would hit that pad, and it'll lay out the whole audio of the pass jack. Now once you have your up to 7 in here, what this allows you to do is mix inside the box. It allows you to add chorus, add reverb, pan left or right, adjust your levels, EQ, and even add a MFX on top if you want. And then you will record that to the mix down track here. You would you basically come to mix down track, and you would hit record. You can take it off a direct record because you're not recording the signal from your module anymore. You put it on resample mix, and you'll record it. Of course, set your punch out and all that other fine stuff. But once you did that, then you go to your sample manager, make sure you name your patch or whatever, and that final mix, you would highlight, quick assign, and you would chop it. And then after you chopped it, you would have this stacked or layered sound from your Midi module or modules, mixed to how you wanted it. That was the other thing that I gave you in this template. I'm trying to think of anything else. Like I said, if you're new to patch jacking, make sure you understand it. Go back and watch the video, and that'll really explain it. Am I leaving anything out? If there's any questions, just hit me up, and I'll try to walk you through what you need to know. Except when you're patch jacking in your patterns, make sure when you're recording, that's direct record into your inputs in the back of the MV. If you're going to have two modules, one on A and one on B, you're going to have to go to a mixer, and then the mixer out into the master on the MV. I really can't think of anything else that I'm leaving out. Anyway, well, that's Patch Jack 2.0. It's a 2.0 version. Like I said, you got the mix down in the song mode is a bonus. You got the MIDI A plus the MIDI A and B plus Patch Jack 2.0, all for the low price of free. The template. Hit my inbox on my YouTube if you want the template, and I'll get that out to you. Hopefully somebody can use this. It'll help somebody. And it works for me. But I think that's pretty much it. I'm Wax that. Peace to the MV Nation. And I'm out.